Have you ever touched a man and felt nothing happen? No spark, no fire, no life, only to wonder, what changed? What if before intimacy even begins, there's a small hidden spot on his body that, when touched the right way, can make his erection stronger, harder, and longer lasting? It's not where you think. It's not the penis or anywhere obvious. Yet this tiny spot controls the very blood flow and nerve signals that determine how alive his body feels in your hands. What most women don't realize is that as men age, their bodies become less responsive to direct touch and more dependent on emotional and sensory stimulation. The paradox is that the very spot that can reawaken his arousal is often ignored. Once you know how to activate it, you're not just helping him get harder, you're reigniting his vitality and desire from within. Before we dive into the secret, let's understand what's really happening inside a man's body as he ages. As women, we feel every shift that time brings, our hormones, our moods, our energy. But what many overlook is that men go through their own quiet transformation too. They may not talk about it, but their bodies change in ways that deeply affect how they experience intimacy and desire. After age 50, testosterone begins to decline gradually, like the dimming of a light that once burned bright. His blood vessels become less flexible, circulation slows, and the nerves that once responded instantly now need more warmth, patience, and emotional safety to come alive. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's biology. The male body needs new ways to be understood, nurtured, and reawakened. One woman in her late 50s once said her husband had lost interest. He told her he was tired, but she could feel he was embarrassed. I told her that his body might be asking for a different kind of stimulation, one that connects emotion with touch. She began to look at him differently, not as someone fading, but as someone waiting to be reawakened. The truth is, men don't lose their ability to feel. They just need the right signals to remind their bodies how. Those signals often come from you, your touch, your patience, your willingness to explore intimacy that speaks to both his heart and his hormones. The secret to reactivating his body's natural arousal starts in a place most women overlook. It's small, powerful, and when touched correctly, it can change everything. This area lies just above the base of his penis, near the lower abdomen, right where his pelvic nerves and blood supply meet. Beneath that smooth surface runs the main artery that delivers oxygen-rich blood directly into the erectile tissue. When gently pressed or massaged, it awakens the entire pelvic floor, like turning on an engine that's been idle too long. The body responds almost instantly, releasing natural chemicals that allow blood to flow freely, creating a firm, lasting erection. But this isn't just physical, it's emotional. When your fingertips move over that spot with care and confidence, sensory nerves send messages to his brain that trigger pleasure and bonding chemicals. That's why men describe this kind of touch as both arousing and deeply intimate. It's not just his body waking up, it's his emotions reconnecting too. Countless couples have rediscovered passion simply by learning to stimulate this area slowly and intentionally. It's not about pressure or technique, it's about presence. When you touch him with curiosity and affection, you're not just helping him feel aroused, you're reminding him that he's still vibrant, desired, and alive. But there's another layer most overlook, an emotional one that can make or break his ability to stay hard. So many women believe that when a man struggles, it's purely physical, blood flow, hormones, age. But the truth is, the most powerful trigger for a man's erection isn't in his body, it's in his emotions. As men age, their arousal becomes more connected to feeling seen, appreciated, and desired. They don't respond to quick mechanical foreplay anymore, they respond to connection. One woman once said her husband shut down when she tried to touch him. I told her that sometimes his body isn't asking for arousal, it's asking for reassurance. The next time she touched him, she placed her hand gently on his chest, whispered that she still found him handsome, and waited. Within moments, his body softened, and then came alive again. When men feel emotionally safe, their brains release the same bonding hormones that deepen intimacy. Blood flow increases naturally, and arousal returns without effort. A single moment of emotional closeness can do what medication can't. It opens the door for his body to relax, his heart to open, and his desire to rise freely. So before you focus on technique, focus on feeling. Look into his eyes. Let your touch say you still matter. Because when you connect with his heart first, his body will always follow. Once that emotional bridge is built, you can begin to explore how to awaken that hidden spot in a way that feels effortless, natural, and deeply sensual. The most common fear women have is, what if I do it wrong? But there's no wrong way when you're fully present. It's not a race or a performance, it's about awakening connection that has been sleeping quietly for years. Start when he feels relaxed and open, maybe after a shower, when his body is soft and warm. Place your hand just above the base of his penis, on the lower region of his abdomen. Let your fingertips rest there before moving. That pause tells his body, I'm here, and I'm not rushing. Then begin with small, gentle motions, coaxing, not commanding. You'll feel his breathing deepen as his body begins to remember what desire feels like. As your hand moves slowly, pay attention to his breathing and the subtle ways his body responds. This isn't about pressure or perfection, it's about connection. Gentle, circular motions around that lower area help awaken the nerves and increase blood flow. But more than that, your touch sends him a message: you're safe, you're wanted, you can relax. When you do this with care and patience, his entire body begins to mirror your calm, confident energy. That's when the transformation starts, not just physically, but emotionally. Because what you're really doing isn't just touching his body, you're touching his energy. Intimacy is more than anatomy, it's about energy. There's a rhythm between two people, something deeper than desire or touch. When a woman connects to a man with genuine intention, her energy can awaken him in ways that science can't fully explain. That spot near his lower abdomen isn't just physical, it's the center of his vitality. In many traditions, that area is known as the core of masculine energy. It's where strength, desire, and stability come together. When you touch him there with affection and awareness, your energy blends with his. It grounds him, calms him, and amplifies his physical response. It's not about control. It's about surrender, two energies meeting and flowing together naturally. And the beauty of it all is that as his energy rises, yours does too. You start to feel more alive, more magnetic, more feminine. This is why intimacy after 50 can actually become more powerful than ever before. The body may change, but the heart and energy deepen. As we age, our bodies speak a quieter language, one that needs patience, not performance. For men, that means arousal takes a little longer to rise, and that's perfectly normal. When you learn to work with that change instead of against it, something beautiful happens. By touching that hidden spot gently before sex, you're not forcing arousal, you're awakening it. You're helping his body remember how to respond naturally, without pressure or embarrassment. Think of it like warming up an instrument before a concert. The music flows smoother, the rhythm feels richer, and the connection between you becomes effortless. I've seen couples who thought their spark was gone suddenly rediscover it through this simple act. Not because of some magic formula, but because they slowed down, breathed together, and focused on each other's energy. He felt seen again, and she felt desired again. When you stop chasing performance and start embracing presence, everything changes. His body begins to respond with ease, and your own body wakes up too. Your hormones, your warmth, your desire, they all start to reawaken through touch and connection. What makes this so special is when you turn it into a ritual, not just an act. Treat it as a sacred moment between you. Dim the lights, create warmth in the room, and let silence fill the space. Place one hand over his heart and the other over that hidden spot near his abdomen. Feel his breath and let yours match it. Stay there. Don't rush. That's when energy begins to flow naturally between you. Speak softly if you wish. Whisper something tender, like, I want to feel close to you. Those words melt tension faster than anything else. This is how you teach both your bodies to listen again, to slow down and let passion return without force. As he relaxes, you'll notice something shift, his eyes soften, his breathing steadies, his face glows with peace and warmth. That's the sign that connection has been restored. You're not just giving him pleasure, you're giving him presence. And that presence will awaken something deep within you too. You'll feel your own energy stirring, your confidence rising, and a renewed sense of feminine power returning. Many women who begin this practice to help their partner are surprised when they feel their own transformation. As you touch with care and love, your body starts to remember what true desire feels like. The same hormones that fade with time, oxytocin, estrogen, and others, begin to flow again naturally. You feel more alive in your skin, more in tune with yourself. Your body softens, your confidence grows, and intimacy starts to feel effortless, even joyful. This isn't just physical, it's emotional renewal. You stop seeing yourself as someone past her prime and start feeling like a woman fully alive again. Confidence replaces hesitation. Curiosity replaces fear. And passion replaces routine. When two people reconnect in this way, it changes everything, not just in the bedroom, but in daily life. You laugh more. You feel lighter. You notice the small things again, the glances, the gestures, the comfort of being close. Because true intimacy after 50 isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing wisdom. It's about knowing that love doesn't fade, it matures. Your touch becomes medicine, your presence becomes power, and your energy becomes the bridge that keeps passion alive. So the next time you're with him, remember, your hands carry the strength to awaken everything that time could never take away. Connection, desire, and tenderness all begin in your touch. This is how passion returns, not through youth, but through understanding. And when you hold that truth in your heart, every moment between you becomes a chance to fall in love all over again.